What's up, guys? It's your boy Zawoki back with another Chris Watts video, but centralized on NK, of course. But this one is, I wouldn't say a different kind of video, but it's pretty much of NK and her past. Would any man ever marry Nichol Kessinger? Her past can never be erased. I definitely want to see what this video has in store for us. So for those that are watching and are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that wiper icon down at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it. So when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, I thank you so much for the love and support that you guys do show on my channel. My channel would not be what it is without you guys. So please keep on doing what you guys are doing. Show the same love that you show me over at Dark Matters True Crime. Go give them some love. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. You know the deal. And with that being said, let's get into said video.
Girls, thank you for the world sweet.
Thank you for the food we eat. Thank you for the birds I see. Thank you, God, for everything.
She's such a little cutie.
Amen.
It's so smart.
When Nichol Kessinger first stepped into the public eye, she wasn't a criminal, a mastermind, or a headline sensation. She was simply a woman who found herself in the wrong place, with the wrong man, at the most horrific moment imaginable. Yet the world didn't care about the fine details. They cared only about one thing. She was the mistress of Chris Watts, a man who would go on to commit one of the most shocking family murders in American history. Within hours of the case breaking, Nichol's face was everywhere. Television screens, YouTube comment sections, Reddit threads, Facebook groups devoted entirely to dissecting her every move. The label stuck instantly, the mistress, and with that label came a lifetime of assumptions, theories, and relentless public judgment. Despite giving statements to investigators and denying any involvement beyond her relationship with Chris, Nichol became a lightning rod for hatred. Her name was dragged through the mud, and the public demanded she share equal blame simply for being connected to him. Strangers openly wished her misery. Others insisted
I don't agree with that because there's a lot of things that really point to her possibly being there, the ping being there, her deleting messages, not giving us an alibi. And when we ask her for the alibi, which she said she was with Jim that day, she tells us not to talk to Jim or leave Jim alone. I mean, I could continuously keep going. This woman has a very red flag appearance, if you know what I mean. So, and she did it to herself. It's not like, oh, I never knew this was gonna come. Like, she knew it was coming because she knew that Shanann was pregnant, that they were separated, they weren't divorced. I've always said there's a difference between separation and divorce. Sometimes people separate to divorce, sometimes people separate and then they get back together.
she'd disappear forever. And she did. Nichol vanished. No social media. No public statements. No interviews. Only silence. But even in
she's got social media, it's just private.
silence, the world kept talking. Now, years later, one haunting question still lingers. Could she ever live a normal life again? Could she ever date? Trust someone? And more importantly, would any man ever willingly marry a woman whose name is permanently tied to one of the...
If a man is willing to date her, he has no, what's that called? Value for himself, for his family, for his future kids. This woman, I would not touch with a 80-foot pole. I would not want to be in the same room as her because she knew and dived right in because she didn't care. She wanted to get what she wanted because it was the best shit she's ever had.
darkest crimes of our time. In the eyes of millions, Nichol's life ended the day she met Chris Watts. But is a scandal enough to destroy a future forever?
Yes.
Fire before we continue. Make sure to like this.
Not for like people like Scott Peterson's mistress. She didn't know. They didn't have the social media outlets that we do now. She didn't have the capabilities of knowing that there was another woman because we don't have the cell phone pings and all the stuff that we do now.
Video and subscribe to the channel for more true crime stories like this. When most people endure a breakup, they delete photos, unfollow accounts, and move on. For Nichol Kessinger, moving on became nearly impossible. The internet ensured that her connection to Chris Watts would remain permanent. etched into search results, documentaries, and endless speculation. Every time someone types her name into Google, the same headlines reappear. Chris Watts mystery.
And I'm not the first one, okay? People are like, Zawoki just keeps making videos and he's the first one. Like, if you go on YouTube or not Instagram, TikTok, I'm not the first one that pops up. So.
Involved or innocent? Where is Nichol Kessinger now? It doesn't matter that investigators stated she cooperated fully. It doesn't matter that she denied any knowledge of Chris's deadly intentions. The world had already decided who she was, a woman who helped destroy a family. And once the court of public opinion delivers a verdict, it rarely changes. Reports claim she went into hiding, maybe changed her name, tried to rebuild a life somewhere far away. But anonymity is a fragile shield. All it takes—
the woman is still in Colorado!
—is one nosy neighbor, one leaked rumor, one person who recognizes her face, and suddenly she becomes headline news again. Now imagine trying to date under those conditions. How do you sit across from someone at a dinner table and casually say, heavy check mark, I enjoy hiking, heavy check mark, my favorite food is Italian. By the way, the entire world thinks I influenced a man who murdered his family. Some men might be curious. Others might run the moment they hear her name. Many would worry about safety, reputation, and future children. Concerns that most couples never face. Nichol isn't just a woman with a past. She's a woman with a publicly documented scandal that resurfaces every time someone even thinks about searching her identity. So the question becomes, is love still possible for someone the world refuses to forget? Years have passed since the murders that shocked America, but for Nichol Kessinger, the shadow of 2018 never retreated. Her, even strictly as the mistress of a killer, became a brand burned into the digital world. A stain that refuses to wash away. Every social platform, every comment section, every discussion about the Watts case erupts with the same rage. She should have known. She helped him. She deserves to suffer forever. Even though law enforcement never charged her with wrongdoing, speculation became her sentence. In the true crime world, speculation is louder than evidence.
Yep.
And lasts much longer. Dating in silence is difficult. Dating with infamy is nearly—
if I'm gone, let's say in the future, I stop doing YouTube, let's say, it doesn't stop with me. It's going to continue until she is actually talked to, which we may never get. But we need to try to fight and defend those that were taken away because of technically some of her actions and possible involvement.
Impossible. Imagine creating a dating profile, and within minutes, a stranger sends screenshots of crime documentaries. A coworker discovers her name and whispers spread like wildfire. A family wonders if welcoming her means chaos will follow.
Because a lot of people nowadays, if they like go on Tinder or whatever, they'll look the person up to see if they're in a relationship, a marriage, what they do for work, what they do for like their Facebook. People do it. They research the people that they think are attractive.
Even if a man is willing to look beyond the past, the world around him may not. His parents might worry. His friends could warn him. Society may mock him for choosing someone tied so closely to an unforgivable crime. And then there's fear, a powerful gatekeeper. Not fear of her, but fear of the public backlash that comes with being seen beside her. If she tries to live quietly, she risks discovery. If she trusts someone new, that person could sell her location to tabloids. If she loves again, the world will judge that love before it even starts. Nichol Kessinger is alive, but not free. Her punishment is not prison bars. Her punishment is permanent association with the darkest chapter of another person's life. Backhand index pointing right.
I mean, they're kind of right. She kind of lives in her own little prison. She probably has some comforts of being at home, like probably she's got her own gym and she probably orders her food and gets it delivered by DoorDash or something, or like Walmart. Walmart, I think if you order through Walmart, you can get it delivered, or Target. So she technically doesn't really have to leave. And if she does have boyfriends, which I have seen in pictures of her, which I still have, but I promised I would never show them, she's had other men.
If you're fascinated by these true crime deep dives, make sure to like and subscribe for more stories every week. After the truth about Chris Watts finally came out,
and not just one,
in August 2018, the world's attention shifted sharply toward the woman who had unknowingly stepped into his double life. Nichol Kessinger became a lightning rod, a target for outrage, grief, and blame. To many, her name represented the unfinished business of justice. And soon, her every move was tracked, dissected, and attacked. Reporters camped at her apartment complex. Strangers hunted her through social media. People who had never met her claimed to know exactly who she was. Authorities confirmed she had cooperated fully with the investigation.
She didn't cooperate. She was doing damage control. And wasn't even at her apartment because she went to her safe house.
Providing access to her phone and messages. Yet the internet continued its own trial. Day after day, new theories surfaced, fueled by anger and tragedy. Eventually, she vanished. Some reports say she entered witness protection.
No.
Others believe she changed her name, relocated, and started working under a new identity. The truth remains deliberately hidden because safety demanded it. But
I've proved all of that in 2023. She did not change her name.
Disappearing comes with a heavy emotional price. She didn't just leave behind her old home. She left behind herself. No more social media. No friends who could slip her name by accident. No normal life where she could...
She has different accounts so she can stalk and watch people on what they say. She doesn't... She could be Bob Daingo. We think it's Bob, but it's not. It could be NK for all we know.
Simply walk into a coffee shop without fear. If she starts a new job, she must hide her history. If she builds a friendship, she must guard her trust. If someone learns her secret,
probably COVID was good for her. She could cover her face.
Everything could collapse overnight. Imagine waking up every morning and wondering, will someone recognize me today? What happens when they do? Nichol Kessinger's life is now a labyrinth of caution. A survival plan built from silence and shadows. She can run from the world, but she can't run from the truth the world remembers. Backhand index pointing right if you're intrigued by these in-depth true crime breakdowns. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories just like this one. For most people, love is a hope, a natural part of life. But for Nichol Kessinger, love has become a liability. Any relationship she might pursue exists under the shadow of a past she cannot erase. To date her, a man must accept that she is one headline away from global resurfacing. A harmless photo on social media could reveal...
And what happens if she does it again? She stabs some guy in the back.
...her new identity. A curious coworker could dig too deep and expose her past. A jealous acquaintance could turn her life into chaos overnight. Dating her means inheriting her infamy. The internet never forgets, and it rarely forgives. Even her silence becomes evidence to those who demand someone to blame. If she tries to move on, call it disrespectful. If she disappears, others call it suspicious. Her existence is a paradox. She must stay hidden, but being hidden makes her seem guilty to the people who already distrust her. Imagine sitting across from someone at dinner.
But all she's got to do is, if she wants her life back, come out and tell us and actually give us the information that we would like to see. And okay, great. If she's innocent, pack up this case. It's done. It's over with. But no, she stays inside. She hides. She doesn't come forward and have Dr. Phil episodes or Dr. Oz episodes or Nancy Grace episodes. She had gone hiding. That doesn't look good, Nicole. If you want us to stop talking about you and stop talking about this case, prove your innocence. Or else shut up.
Your heart racing. Not from romance, but from fear that someone might recognize you, that they might record your conversation, that the wrong person might see you together. Even if a man chooses to love her, he must accept. Heavy checkmark the weight of constant public judgment. Heavy checkmark the risk of harassment, threats, and online stalking. Heavy checkmark the possibility that his own reputation could be destroyed. Love for her is not simple. It is a dangerous commitment for both people involved. Because in the world's eyes, she is not Nichol anymore. She is a symbol of a tragedy that will always haunt the United States.
She's
a name permanently chained to a man who committed the unthinkable. Whether she
she's expired.
Deserves that fate or not, her future relationships will always be haunted by her past. For many people, endings bring closure. A sentence, a verdict, a name put behind bars. Yet for the story of Chris Watts and Nichol Kessinger, the ending never came. Months after the murders of Shanann Watts and her daughters, public records and interviews reveal new threads, unsettling questions, and deeper consequences. Some may still be speculative. Kessinger cooperated with investigators, providing phone records and describing her affair with Watts. He
phone records. You're a little off on that one, my dude.
Told her he was separated. She believed him. He lied about everything, she said. Yet although no official charges were ever brought against her in connection with the murders, the public verdict had already been cast. And it came from...
She wouldn't be able to do life unless she actually had hands physically. But from the lying, the hampering, and all that we've looked at before, she could easily do 10 to 15 years, if not 20. I've seen people go for less and get 20 years.
From a court of strangers. Hate, suspicion, condemnation. Now, she lives under a new kind of sentence, one of infamy. Articles say she vanished from view. She was reportedly spotted after years of silence. Online detectives hunted
In Billings, Montana, at a friend's funeral.
for a glimpse of her in a live-streamed funeral. And for any man who might consider her, the question looms, would you ever marry someone whose name is forever tied to a tragic mass murder case?
I wouldn't.
Not just the mistress of a killer, but the person who might always carry the stigma. Her dating profile, her future children, her life's normal moments, all overshadowed. Because while the law may declare innocence for lack of evidence, society rarely forgets. Nichol Kessinger's future relationships aren't just about romance. They're about legacy, redemption, trust, and the impossible task of proving she...
There is no redemption. There is no forgetting this. She's tainted person. She should have an A or an A on her chest. You know, like those people. What was it? That book. Oh my gosh. Or she put it on there for adultery or so. Gosh. I want to say Easy A, but I know she was mimicking the movie. Oh my gosh. What is the movie? Somebody's going to tell me in the comments. Or they put the A on the shirt. Oh, it bothered me.
was more than a footnote in a horror story. In the next chapter, we'll explore how society treats women like her when reputations become prisons. Backhand index pointing right. Don't forget to like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Dark Matters True Crime for more stories that challenge everything you think you know about motives, victims, and survival. Years after the headlines faded, some people began whispering that maybe Nichol Kessinger could rebuild. Maybe she could escape the notoriety. Maybe a new life awaited. But for someone in the shadows of such a public crime, rebuilding is never simple. Observers say she's kept a quiet circle, no celebrity lifestyle, no media appearances, no social media comebacks.
And yet she wants us to think that she's innocent.
Reportedly works a regular job, lives under a new name, and avoids
Work
attention.
from home.
Building a normal life was no longer enough. She had to build an invisible one. Yet the world keeps watching. Search engines autofill her name with the words mistress, crime, knew about murders.
Seriously, if you look up the dictionary, it shows Nichol.
Friends who try to step into her life face questions. Dating someone with that past means living in a goldfish bowl of suspicion. And so, some say she retreated, not because she accepted guilt, because a social death is still a death. What about redemption? Can someone ever escape the label that millions placed on her?
Yeah, but if she proved, yeah, okay, we would look at her as the mistress, but we're looking at her as a possible accomplice, a catalyst. If she wanted us to get rid of those two things and just call her mistress, then she would prove her innocence, right? I mean, I would want to do, if I was in her box and I wanted my name not to be anywhere near Chris's, I would give them the evidence, the SIM card, the text messages, the ping. I would give all that information. Yeah, I would look bad because I was the mistress, but I wouldn't be the catalyst. I wouldn't be the accomplice. I wouldn't be the reason why. I wasn't a person that had hands on.
Many men who might consider her. The question is haunting. Is the stigma worth it? Could compassion overcome conviction from strangers? Would you be willing to say yes when the world is already shouting no? Because the answer doesn't just affect one woman.
You couldn't pay me to date Nichol Kessinger. Not even $1 billion. Nope.
Affects two families, a broken neighborhood, and the public belief in how evil hides behind love. In the final chapter, we'll examine the aftermath for her, for him, and for everyone who believed a facade. There are cases that end with a clean conclusion. Guilty, sentenced, forgotten. But the Chris Watts case never allowed such closure. It left a crater of unanswered questions, and a woman wandering the edges of public judgment. Nichol Kessinger never expected to become a symbol, a reminder of how fast love can transform into horror. She wasn't on trial in a courtroom, yet she was convicted by millions of strangers. No matter how far she moves, no matter what new life she builds, she cannot escape the digital fingerprints of her past. Even now, people debate who she was, a naive believer in a man's lies, a woman caught in a nightmare she never saw coming, or something darker. The truth may never be fully understood. What is certain is that the stigma remains. Will any man step into her world knowing it comes with whispers, judgment, and danger? Could anyone truly love a woman whose name sparks outrage before she even speaks? Some people believe the world should let her move on. Others insist the shadow of this tragedy.
Why should she get to move on? Bella, Celeste, and Shanann and Nico can't move on. I mean, yeah, they're probably with our Lord and Savior and living eternal life and peace and bliss, but they still deserved to be here. They deserved to have their time. We may never know why they were removed from this earth. Everybody has a reason why they go, but should it have been because of this? No.
Should follow her forever. In the end, love may not be the question. Forgiveness might be, because how do we decide who deserves a second chance? Who decides when a life of punishment is enough? And when someone is forever defined by the worst chapter of someone else's story? This case reminds us that evil...
And it shouldn't have just been one man, D.A. Rourke. He shouldn't have been the determination for all of this. It should have been like a group of 3 people.
Creates victims far beyond the crime scene. Some you expect, and others you never will. Thank you for watching Dark Matters True Crime. If stories like this make you think, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
I'm honestly thinking about this case every single day. Like, how did this happen? How did that happen? I'm trying to find any possible little flick of information that can actually be used. And it's a struggle, I'll tell you that.
So you never miss our next investigation into the darkest corners of human behavior.
Oh.
It was on August 13th, 2018, in Frederick, Colorado, when Shanann, her daughters Bella Marie, Celeste Catherine, and unborn child Nico Lee were murdered. Shanann and her children were tragically murdered by her husband, the children's father, Chris Watts.
And all for what? A reset button. I love the Jesus portrait. Oh, I love this so much. Oh, Dieter, I didn't see the little dog. A beautiful headstone. Psalms 23. I like the Shanann and Rusek. Like a slap in the face to Chris. So with that being said, do you think that Nichol Kessinger can ever seek happiness in her own life, or is she actually living her prison sentence pretty much locked inside her house or wherever she may be? I'm not saying where she might be because I don't want harm to come to Nichol. I just want things to be found out. So wherever she may be, apartment or house, I know, but I'm not going to tell you guys. It's just the fact that she knows what she did wrong. She did her damage control so that she would not lose her life, because her life meant the most important. And if things were going to go great with Chris, she would have been happy. If she would have lost Chris, she would have been happy. Chris was a scapegoat. He could have been used as a pawn in her game to enjoy the best blank she's ever had. Then she's going to do it because it makes her happy. And she didn't care what was going to happen as long as she was happy. So with that being said, do you think that Miss Nichol Kessinger can ever be happy and living a normal life? Or do you think that nobody's going to touch her when that's not true? Because I know she's been with other men. I've seen the pictures. But do you think it would be normal for her to have a normal life with children, taking them to school, having a 9-to-5 job out in the open, which she may or may not have? She may work from home, but she's never going to live a normal life because of what she inserted herself in. She could have backed out at any time. There's how many other men out there besides Chris? She could have found somebody that gave her the best she's ever had. So, comments are down below. Hit the like button and subscribe, share with your friends. It's all free to do and easy to do. And I surely appreciate every single one that does it. And with that being said, have a great night. Please take care, be safe. As always, keep nerding on, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.